Hello and welcome to another Franchise Hockey Manager stream. My name is Adam. I'm the community manager of Franchise Hockey. With me, as always, not digitally pictured on your screen, is FHM producer Jeff. Say hi, Jeff.
Hey, everybody.
And we are back with Sweet Home Chicago Blackhawks 2026-2027 season, The Struggle for First, Part 13. Jeff, when we last left off, we've been dealing with a lot of injuries.
Yeah, I just one of them has just run out. Teravainen, who had been hurt for a while, finally kind of hit zero on his injury counter. And actually, I think the injury is healed as well, so he can come back in. So we're actually down to only three relatively minor injuries in the forwards. Uh, so I think what we do have, you did call the mysterious Francesco Pinelli, who whenever we call him up and get him in one of these games, seems to do great despite having ratings that are at best. And this one's no exception. 3 games he's been up, 5 assists. And Rockford wasn't even using him in their lineup. So
Yes, which is more confusing.
I guess we want to keep him up at least for a little while longer. So what I'm going to do is uh, just shuffle guys onto the injury list temporarily. I'll start with Kurashov and how many? Well, he can come back anytime now. His counter is down to zero, so I will cheat with that as long as I can. We got a couple of games coming up, but I think we are going to eventually have to send Pinelli back down. Where hopefully
Or we
that's
send somebody else down.
there's kind of a big gap between him and the next guy. But yeah, we were just to catch everybody up. We originally went into this expecting to have to do a rebuild on the Hawks. We made a couple of small changes, and we started with the trade deadline rosters. So Spencer Knight was in goal right from the beginning of the season instead of coming in relatively late. And somehow the Hawks actually managed to contend in the first year. And then somehow, despite Adam starting us down one game at the beginning of the playoffs, we, or at least I, won the cup. And so now we can't really rebuild because the owner expects us to contend, but we theoretically really shouldn't be doing this well. So this is kind of a tricky position to be in. So because we've got big expectations now that the lineup we're improving it, but I don't know if it's necessarily that great yet. If you look at the
Well, we had a couple buyouts that we added to our defense, which has boosted it.
yeah, if you look at just purely on the ratings of the player ratings, we are kind of in the middle of the pack, 12th overall. Good bunch of
Okay,
defense
I'm going to laugh.
because hmm?
Look at number one and laugh here just for a second who their top player is.
Okay, actually that seems a little off. Why are they? If they're 19th on forward and 21st on defense, okay, even if they got the
Their goaltending.
and how is Skinner the number? Yeah, I got to check the code on that. That doesn't seem quite right. Because yeah, that's with the 1921. There's no way they should be that high. It shouldn't be higher than Detroit for sure.
Yeah,
But yeah,
Edmonton's actually looking a little weird at 23-2, even though they have the 32nd ranked goaltending.
that'll drag him down quite a bit. But maybe I've got to emphasizing goaltending too much if it's like that. But anyhow, we're up to the San Jose game. Teravainen is healthy, so where did we have him on the second line when he was? Yeah, because Hayes is in there now and he's injured, so conveniently we can just swap that back. And O'Brien's got shin splints, but he can play with that. And we are in a bit of a losing streak here, aren't we? Or if not a losing streak, we
Oh,
have
we
been
won
doing
our
well.
last game.
Well, now we're in a losing streak as well, a one-game losing streak. San Jose beat us 6-3. But looking at our recent schedule, switch the other view here. Oh no, we're doing better than I thought, but there's a few more L's in. Well, if you go back a little farther, it doesn't look so great. We're starting to recover, although I didn't help us with that game. And Kershaw's healthy already, so put the wrong guy on the injured list, but at least his counter is already at zero, so Hayes can take a turn now. watching it come off tomorrow. Oh, and Utah's passed us for first place in the division. Looks like, wow, that's a 39, 37, 37, 36, 34, 30. 30. So 7 points.
It's been very close.
7 points separating the first and what was it? Sixth place teams.
First and seventh.
Yeah, first and seventh.
Dallas is the only one out.
Yeah, Dallas is a little farther back, but everybody's hovering just at or a little bit above 500. Oh, Nashville is. Are they under 5? Oh, yeah, okay. I thought that was 15 and 15. It's 15 and 18. Oh, no, it's 15 15. They've got 3 games in hand. Okay. Okay, Kershaw healthy. Donato's still a little bit out. O'Brien's still fighting shin splints. Fitnesses look passable, but we'll put Soderblom in as the starter for this one. And if you're wondering why we're not on the OATP channel right now, it's an excellent question. Okay, Hayes is healthy now, so is Donato still injured enough to go on the list? No, he is not, but O'Brien is. So, where did we put Pinelli anyhow? Oh, we had him on the wing, okay. So Pinelli goes out for Donato, but goes back in, and now he's up to 8 points in 5 games, so he's still wrong. Now he can go in and O'Brien can rest his shins for a game, but I mean, Hayes hasn't been having a bad season. Kershaw. Do I send Kershaw down and take a chance that he gets claimed on waivers? Got him on trade.
Well, I mean,
or I could shop him just to see if we get any decent offers first. Let's try that. Ottawa will give us a 29-year-old, 1.5-star defenseman. I think not. That's basically worse than nothing because it's wasting a contract space. And we're pretty tight on those, aren't we? 44, not bad. Got a little bit of room. Okay, Kershaw to the minors. Let's see what happens. Maybe he can get started again.
Oh, you decided not to send Pinelli down. All right, all right.
Yeah, well, you were saying, I mean, he's still producing, so. I think if I do send Pinelli back down, though, I'm going to send somebody else that's currently on the Chicago roster, or the Rockford roster, to the ECHL to make room for him. So
Makes sense.
on waivers, nobody yet. So Brian, no, not quite healthy. And we got the Blues next. And we lose again, 4-1. So Knight is going off, although we did that. Now we got 1 point separating first from fourth. And we are the worst division in the NHL at the moment, too. And I feel like we're just on the verge of having the wheels come off on this. A couple of bad injuries. And this could potentially get ugly. Knight has not been having a great year. I don't think we're going to... Let's take a look at the stats after we get out of this little break. Not a whole lot of real NHL news this week, eh?
Wait, the schedule got released today, Jeff.
Yeah, the schedule, but I mean, they do that every year.
Well, me as a fan, I'm very excited to see to see what games I'm going to.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted to know.
How does that work with Jets packages? When do you find out in
I found
advance?
out I found out today at 12:05
Well,
after they
as soon as they release it.
hold on, let me see. 12:11 the email came in. They know and they divided it up, so I found out what my half season schedule is.
Oh, look at that. Pinelli has jumped to 2.5 stars from 1.5. But O'Brien is healthy, so he's got to go back in. However, Pinelli was doing well in the lineup. Joe Valeno just signed with Montreal in real life today, or yesterday, was it? One of the two. Who can you take out here? Could take Reichel out and put Pinelli in. Yeah, I'll do this. Pinelli goes onto the fourth line, but swaps sides with Bertuzzi. So Pinelli's in the left wing, which he can play better, and Bertuzzi's a natural right winger, so that should work better for him. But I was going to look at the stats. So Bedard, kind of a weak season. O'Brien, despite the injury problem, second leading scorer on the team as a rookie, and probably looking like a Calder can at this point. Nice.
No, that's all right.
But, oh wow, Hayes is actually the number 3 scorer. Besser isn't doing much. Levshunov has dropped off from last year. We got scoring issues. I thought it was the goalies, but maybe not. What are the goalies looking like? No, Soderblom's actually playing really well. Didn't notice that. Knight has been pretty mediocre too, so we've kind of got problems all the way around. What are we doing with tactics? Step the aggressiveness back a bit. I don't see any of the individual tactical settings here. Oh. Well, neutral zone coverage, that doesn't really matter. The guys that are negatively affected. That's defensive too. I'm going to read more about what we're doing offensively, and our offensive tactics seem to be a pretty good fit for what we're doing. Ideas, Adam?
No, this is what I was struggling with last time. Was it seems our special teams? I think maybe is where we need to tweak the most. Maybe it's just finding the right combination of guys.
Well, what's our team stats? We are 29th on the power play. You're right. Oh, look at that, 8.7%. Penalty killing was better. Penalty killing, we're a little above the middle, but okay, yeah. Okay, I think I want O'Brien in that second line power play spot. And oh, he was playing the point on the first unit. But let's try 2 defensemen in there instead of a forward and a defenseman. But who goes on the Korchinski? So let's try 3 forwards, 2D on the power play units and give that a few games to see what it does. Yeah, since Soderblom's playing well, give him the start. And another loss, although we do get 6 goals this time.
No, that's better. We also need Knight heated up.
Yeah. Actually, that's a pretty good comeback there. So we were down 5-1 at the beginning of the first, or by the end of the first. Came back a little bit in the second, and just not quite enough in the third. So completely crapped the bed in the first period, and then fought back after that. Power play was 0 for 4. And John Tavares, we had last year's on LA now, but at least didn't get any points against us. Robert Kalisti with 5 points. Who is Robert Kalisti? Oh, career minor leaguer that the Kings gave a shot this year, and that's actually okay. That was 5 of his first 6 NHL points against us. That's embarrassing. Night to remember for Robert Kalisti, yeah, I bet. Okay, yeah, I'd taken Hayes out of the lineup when he was actually one of our better scorers. Can play right wing too. I'm gonna try taking Pinelli out temporarily. So we just may not be able to afford having him in, even if he's getting points, because we ain't winning despite that. And Bedard has dropped way off the goal scoring lead.
Yeah.
Okay, Knight is starting and a 6-2 win. That's better. And Korchinski gets a couple of assists. Did any of them come on the power play? No, still shut out on the power play. Jake O'Brien with a couple of goals. Wondering if we've had Lardis on the first line. And 15 points in 25 games, not awful for a rookie, but only 2 goals. He's been setting up Bedard, I guess, which is really more Besser's job. See, yeah, set up man. Okay, that's why he's like that.
Well, we moved him into that because we didn't have anybody with Bedard, which was the problem. Bedard wasn't scoring because he had nobody setting him up.
Yeah, Besser was set a screener. What if Besser do the... How's he playmaking?
Besser into Gretzky's office?
No, he's not that good at it. I'd be behind the net, so...
Problem might be having Besser on the first line.
He's our clear-cut best winger, though, right wing. I'll give Lardis a couple more games, but I'm going to think about putting Donato in that first line spot. And Pittsburgh wants to make a trade. Benjamin Gaudreau, why do we have our AHL backup on the trading block? I want to make this one, but did we have extra goalies?
Did we have extra goalies?
Yeah. We've only got 4 of them signed.
Yeah, because we have a couple guys in the NCAA, if I remember right.
Yeah, I'm going to take him off the trading
And
block.
one guy.
I don't really want to.
Well, is he an upcoming free agent? I think that's maybe why I put him on.
Speaking of, anybody we got to re-sign? Yeah, he is. Mostly minor leaguers, except for Terravine. No, it's how's Hudson Thornton Thornton was actually looked like one of our maybe our best defensive prospects. We signed him as a free agent, minor league free agent, and we were probably on the verge of calling him up last year. Then he got hurt and missed a huge chunk of the season, and it looks like he's may have done that a couple of times. And he's sort of recovered this year, but he's only 2 stars now. I think we looked at what Teravainen wanted already, didn't we?
Yeah,
over
we
3
did.
years for a 32-year-old, no clauses.
You know, Jeff, just taking a quick peek here because I was curious what it looks like here.
But
There's still some decent goalies we could grab.
I don't think we need to panic on the goalies yet.
No, but I mean, like if we did get him traded away,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
like there's some guys who are older guys or in the A, or
And
some guys in the ECHL, or
Kellogg in chat saying he slotted the 2A guy with Bedard and a setup man, and that's 270 goal seasons. Okay. Maybe we take a look at doing that. We get no mentions at all in the player pool. Try this game against Vancouver. We lose this one. We definitely have to think about doing something because the Canucks are bad in this game. Speaking of the Canucks, Arthur's Shilov's getting traded earlier in the week. Yeah, 6-3 win for us here. At least we got something for him and got him out of the division. Other than that, not really thrilled about it. I think we made a mistake signing Lankin into that deal.
yeah. So, would you like to know the games I'm going to, or games I have tickets to? Not,
yeah,
I'm not necessarily going to all of them this year. Oh, excuse me. So, a couple preseason games, which or whatever. Home opener versus Dallas.
Nice.
Opening weekend versus the Kings. Saturday game at 12:30 in the afternoon. That's interesting.
Nice for you because you got to drive back afterwards.
Yeah. Friday night, October 24th, 90s night versus Calgary. Saturday, November 1st versus Pittsburgh. That's a 2 p.m. game. November 18th versus Columbus. November 23rd versus Minnesota. December 9th versus Dallas again. December 13th versus the Caps. 29th versus Edmonton. 6th versus Vegas. 9th versus Kings. 13th versus Islanders. January 20th versus St. Louis. January 24th versus Detroit. February 4th versus Les Canadiens.
And just we got a
Then there's a
development
month-long
report
break.
here. Speaking of Teravainen, probably a good thing I didn't offer my contract because he dropped ratings and dropped 3 different ratings in that last period.
Yeah.
So he is starting to slip, and yeah, he can go to free agency at the end of this year, I think.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
So no games in February other than versus the Canadiens because of the Olympics. Back March 5th for Tampa Bay, 12th for Rangers, 14th for Colorado, which has this is a new one this year, I think. I don't think this was last year. March 14th, Saturday, March 14th, 3 p.m. game is the Hoser game.
the what?
The Hoser game.
Okay.
Oh, you hoser. And we
Well,
have St. Patty's game versus Nashville, March 26th versus the Avalanche. And then
back up
my
this
last...
Hoser game thing. They bring the McKenzie brothers in or something, or what's the deal?
I have no idea. Well, they have previously, like, or if you wear plaid, you can end up on the screen under the Hoser cam. That is a thing that definitely has happened.
Okay.
April 6th is the final game in the package versus Seattle. Of course, I will likely have the ability to flex out or change a couple games
How
there.
many games did you get total?
Well, half season is 21 games,
Yeah.
plus 2 preseason games. So
The new CBA, they're cutting the preseason down to 4 games. So
yeah, it's not a surprise.
maybe you'll only have to buy one 2 years from now.
Ugh.
And a few more details of the nuts and bolts of the new CBA came out. I think it was later than that, towards the end of last week. There's some stuff in there that's going to be pretty messy for the game, so we're trying to figure that out right now. The whole thing with the new playoff cap, it's not really, it basically is completely separate from the regular cap, and it's more of a, well, essentially you submit an 18-man roster plus 2 goalies for each game, for each playoff game, and that has to be under the season cap.
Yeah.
So there's a little more wiggle room because you're not having to fit a 23-man roster under it. But yeah, that's going to be a royal pain to get working in the game. So we're trying to figure out ways of doing that. But yeah, that will. I mean, they were pretty good about clamping down on all the little loopholes that were getting exploited, like the Panthers did last year. And even, I mean, and they went in really hard on the trading deadline rentals, because the way that cap will work, you're gonna, if you sign, say, or if you trade for a guy, say, with a $10 million salary. Previously, you were only on the hook for a $10 million cap hit. Previously, you were only on the hook for the portion of the cap hit that from the trading deadline to the end of the regular season, which is going to be a small portion of that. But now that whole $10 million is going to apply to the game roster salary in the playoffs. So that's going to really disincentivize that type of deal.
Well, that's going to affect the trade deadline something fierce too.
Yeah. Although everything will still be as it is now for one more year. So the new agreement doesn't kick in until the beginning of not 26, 27, not 25, 26. So teams have got a little time to adapt to that, but surprisingly went on that one in particular. Okay, Kaiser.
Yeah, that's a interesting change.
Can't really find a spot for him. Geez, now Pinelli's up to 3
Kaiser.
stars.
Nice.
I'm going to swap him out for Valeno for a while. And
Yeah, who actually just signed today? Did you see that?
yeah, I just mentioned that earlier. Signed with Montreal.
Okay. I got slightly distracted. My apologies.
No problem.
I'm surprised he waited this long. Although there's lots of guys who I'm surprised haven't signed yet. If I'm being honest.
Yeah, but I think there's some surprises early in the free agency season, like Besser re-signing with Vancouver, and I think that kind of upset the whole market. And,
Well, it affected Winnipeg, I think, because I think Winnipeg was going to go hard at him.
They had enough for him? Oh, I guess with losing
Oh,
years, yeah. And 5-2 win over Minnesota, so I think we're kind of getting back on track here in the new year. So I'm still going to hold off on the Bedard line shuffle. I should take a look at our power play, see if that's picked up any. I could change the power play tactics. Didn't think of that. But Colorado's, that's spread out a little bit. Colorado's up 4 points on us, but the other teams have fallen back a little bit. Jets are having around 500. Canucks are terrible. Canucks are, in fact, dead last in the league. So that's what I've got to look forward to. This is the McKenna draft? I think so.
Should be. No, wait. It was last draft, wasn't it?
Yeah,
his
it should have
draft
been
this
last
year.
draft. Hang on, let me. Yeah, because he wound up. So he actually went second. That's right.
Yeah.
He went. Yeah, Rubrek wound up going ahead of him to San Jose, and Rubrek is doing okay-ish as a rookie. McKenna is still in the WHL. Speaking of, I'm going to have to redo the. Actually, I sent it to design already. We're going to have to make a bunch of changes to the CHL to NCAA movement. There's obviously going to be a lot more of that in the game next year.
And don't you think that's going to be a new fun rule too with the CHL to AHL rule?
Yeah, the 19-year-old.
Oh.
Teams will be able to, once a year only, send a 19-year-old that would normally have to go to the CHL to the AHL. Yeah, Soderblom's actually heating up here. And 5-2 win with him in, and 3 points for Lacombe. Nice.
Talking about things that made me feel whimsical and a little bit old, Jeff. I was in a thrift store earlier today, and I came across a unique set of headphones in a sealed package.
Beats by Dre?
No, much older than that.
Like Walkman headphones?
They were. Let me see. Let me paint. They were white with orange styrofoam on the edges,
Okay.
and you had to buy them on an airplane.
Okay,
Do you know which airplane this was?
White and orange. I can't think of an air unless it was like Canadian Pacific, and they're like 40 years old.
No, they are 20, probably 25 years old though, because the airline went out of business in I think 2002. They were Canada 3000s.
Oh wow, I forgot about them.
Yeah, I know, right? I saw them and I went, wow, that makes me feel really nostalgic, because that was the first airplane I ever flew on, was a Canada 3000.
Did your return flight get canceled? That tended to
No.
happen a lot with them. And
No, we were good.
Valeno's back in the lineup temporarily because Moore's got a sore calf. Starting to pick up here. I was going to look at the
We got
power play stats.
Canada 3000s went from Winnipeg straight down to Disney World at the time.
Yeah, when I was living in Orlando, they were around, and never actually flew them. Wasn't brave enough because they had kind of a reputation for getting you down there, and then something would go wrong on the flight on the way back, and they didn't have a lot of planes. I don't think so. If one plane was out, it could take a while for them to get some of this. Another one moved in to compensate. So a lot of
ours was fun. I remember the food being terrible, but that was airline food too.
Airline food 25 years ago too.
Well, that's what I mean.
You don't actually get anything now.
Well, that's what I mean. Yeah, it makes me a little bit nostalgic for that too.
Okay. Power play stats. That's what I was going to get. Have we improved any without doing anything? No, we've actually gotten worse. So, okay.
Worse.
We'll assume it's something with the tactic now.
It's actually impressive to get worse.
I mean, up the center, that makes sense with Bedard, so I don't want to change that. The offensive zone formation. Okay, Umbrella looks a little better. We got a lot of guys negative with it, but I don't think there's anybody there that's critical to the power play. Oh no, Levshunov. I'm gonna have to stick with the 1-3-1 in there. Okay, power play defense. That can switch to backup, but yeah, I mean, I don't think there's anything particular wrong with the tactics. I'm going to step up pressure a little bit and see if that helps on the power play, but yeah. Just looking at the stats, okay, Bedard and Mashunov, 7 power play points in 40 games. It's pathetic. Our power play goals leader has 3 halfway through the season. Bertuzzi, no points at all. That's an idea. I'm going to try Bertuzzi in that second line spot. Won't be a big difference, but it's something. And we do have Donato still on the as a 2. Okay, here we go. You'll love this. I'm going to put Pinelli in the first line left wing spot for the power play.
Guy who can't play in the AHL and that is now one of our key pieces. Love it. I don't know what Rockford was doing though, because clearly,
I think they just had too many. We had too many forwards down there. Speaking of which, we should probably check it who's getting sit now. But now we just lost big time to Carolina. Oh, but Bedard got a power play goal at least, assisted by Pinelli. Something. Oh, we're on the power play, 1 for 2 on the, or 1 for 4 on the power play.
25% is not terrible if you're running that consistently throughout the year.
It's an improvement, and we outshot Carol. That looks like a bad goaltending game. Yeah, Soderblom 6 goals against them, 20 shots. A Knight has to come in at the end to relieve. Okay, so bad goalie game, not the team's fault in that one. We'll give him another chance. Yeah, Teravainen is, and he's also Tilak and Chat responding to him. This seems to be declining right now. Wanted a new contract, so yep. I don't think he's getting it, and he's probably going to free agency at the end of this year. Might be able to use him a little better, but he's regardless of what we do with him, he's seems to be headed downhill. I think we do need to trade for a forward at the deadline now. That's probably going to fall in your broadcast. So.
What?
I don't know if that's package Besser and somebody else and maybe a young guy and try to get a... World Junior Championship is over and the USA won. Don't think any of our guys did anything interesting. Let's take a quick look at it. So Canada goes undefeated in the round robin, loses to Russia in the semifinal. Sad. And winds up with bronze. And up against Detroit, who's doing a little worse this year. They had a good season last year in the game, but not so much this year, and we get a 3-2 win. What did the power play unit do? 0 for 4. Back to that. Thinking maybe something like a playmaking forward, like a really good playmaking forward as opposed to a guy who was in the AHL last year. And we can check for that. I'll get an offer from the Canucks, but first. Detroit looking to move Lucas Raymond. here as well. Not a lot of good wingers in the 3-star range, but 2 potentially really good ones. Raymond is going to be super expensive, though. I think we're like giving up a couple of first rounders.
Yeah.
Expensive. Best are day-to-day injuries, so Reichel, gonna have to go in for that. And Moore is back, so Loino goes back out. And Nathan McKinnon, 51 goals already in 40-something games. Oh, that's right. I forgot about Canucks trade proposal. Damon Gardner
Can you play
is
more?
not going
Can
anywhere
your
for...
more play wing? Telakis says, can your more play wing? There's a playmaker to replace Teravainen.
Not that good at wing. Yeah, you know, he's just a center at this point.
Doesn't mean we couldn't train him, but
Well, it's going to take a while. He's
Start
not
him
primarily a playmaker. What about Brian also? Strictly a center. Really good playmaker, though.
throw him on the wing and start training him. Get a couple months. I mean, Oliver Moore is a 13 in playmaking. He's a 14 in speedy forward. He's not that far off.
Artis has to go somewhere, though. So I pump Artis right now. He's at 3 stars and he's producing not great, but not terribly. Nazar been a little disappointing. Particularly because he's with being on the second line. If I swap Bertuzzi to there, Yates can play right winger. Yeah, Lardis there. Hayes there. Swap Nazar for Valeno. Well, let's give that a try. And 4-3 win. How did the new first line do? O'Brien -1, decent game ratings. But hard couple of assists, unusual for him. He normally gets goals. What did he set up? Lardis and Donato. And 0 for 2 on the power play, so not really thrilled with the results. Chat question, are career-ending injuries still in the game, or do people always come back from fractured skulls? The way it works right now, generally they'll always come back, but stuff like that, there's a pretty good chance of the injury getting, the recovery time getting sort of stuck in a loop, where it can be a while before it, the guy has setbacks and it'll be a while before it comes back, but right now, straight up immediate career-ending injuries, no.
What about if a guy retires to do Olympic curling?
Which could happen. just not very good guys. Malkin's almost done, and Besser's almost back, and Raymond is reportedly on the way to San Jose, Vancouver, or is that the Nazi Islanders? How far out are we from the... Deadline is March the 5th, and we're in January, so yeah, I think we'll get that towards the end of year stream next week. Try this lineup again. Well then, 7-1 loss to Colorado.
Bum, bum, bum. You might be overdoing it, and they need to build some stuff together now. Over tweaking.
Yeah, Brian -2 struggling on the first line, is he? Learns the position, I'll give it another couple of games, but fingers on the trigger to undo it. Frank Petrano in the top 10 scoring for Colorado. What happened there? Late career scoring explosion. Oh, I've done okay. Is he just yeah, playing with McKinnon, that explains that. And they've also picked up Hughes.
That'll do it.
So yeah, great line mates. Good for him. Oh, and the goalies have both cooled off now. So Soderblom, after that bad previous start, I'll give him another chance.
Well, see, this is your problem. You just need to ride Knight for a little bit here.
Okay, well, 3-2 win. Soderblom disagrees with you. And we are now 4 points back of Colorado. They've got a game in hand. All right, this is the Landon DuPont draft. Not surprisingly, DuPont number 1, having not putting up a ton of points with Everett. Doing reasonably well. He's up to 2.5 stars already, so he'll play in the league next year. Whoever gets him, possibly the Canucks. Besser is healthy, so Reichel out. That is a full line of both. I keep forgetting I want to do it to Rockford. But we got guys who are contract just sitting. Yeah, Renzel and Del Maestro on D. Del Maestro can go to the ECHL, get some playing time. Forwards seem to be okay though. Is Misiak one of ours? Yeah, he is. I don't remember him. Did we draft him?
Real pick?
Yeah, real pick. Second rounder in 23. Yeah, okay. Forgot him kind of broke out this season. but not a lot else there to be happy about. Gutman, who we're probably going to let go at the end of the season. Wow, where Big Vanaker, who was a big prospect coming out of juniors, not having a good year. Kurashov, after we sent him down 6 points in 9 games. Yeah. Maverick Lamoureux, who we thought was a prospect at one point, doesn't look like it anymore. What's going on in goal? They are above 500 despite the lack of scoring. Yeah. Comesso and Gaudreau playing reasonably well. Comesso in particular, so maybe he pushes for the backup job next year. And at least Bedard has picked up scoring a little bit. Brian's into second on the... Or no, was he there before? Yeah. Hayes dropping way down after we pushed him down the lineup. Besser doing a little better. Bertuzzi doing okay now. They weren't given a lot of playing time for a while. Levshunov picked up a bit. Scoring is coming up slightly, but I'll bet if I look at the power play stats... Dead last. We just keep getting worse and worse. Why'd you break our power play, Adam?
I wasn't the one who made it to the worst.
6-0
Just
over
put it
Stars.
all offensive.
That's better. But again, pointless on the power play. Although everybody did play pretty well. How are we getting?
You were playing their backup.
No movement in where's left wing rating yet. Oh, that's something we could do. We could put him on the left wing in the power play as well. All right, we had Pinelli there. Try him in the second spot. Okay, I'll give the Knight both games of the back-to-back. And he gets 2 shutouts in a row out of it. That'll warm him up. 6-0 win over Nashville. And still nothing on the power play.
Tellock asked, do you guys run with default tactics or fiddle with them between seasons?
We do some fiddling. We usually check them over to make sure that whatever lineup changes we made during the season haven't resulted in a bunch of guys who don't really fit with the tactics anymore, and then adjust them if we need to go from there. But we're really looking to this off season because obviously we won the cup last year and didn't look like we needed to, but seems kind of unsettled this year. Lightning trade proposal for Kurashev. What are they offering? A prospect is currently in the CHL. Now I can get more from Kurashev. Maybe at the deadline or package him with somebody. And only 2 points back of Colorado. Winnipeg is picking it up a little bit. And the Canucks remain dead last. Austin Matthews gets his 500th goal. And small trade between New Jersey and Ottawa. Okay, does he keep the shutout streak going? Almost. 4-1 win over Boston.
Yes.
How many power play goals do you think?
0.
Well, Yeah, but I think since we didn't actually have any power plays in that game, we can forgive him for that one. Typical favoritism towards Boston. How hot is 2 stars for night's heat rating now? So good, but he could improve still. It's Washington. One more start for night. Okay, not a big game for night, but 10-4 win.
All right.
And there we go. 1 power play goal out of the 10 goals. 5-point night for Bedard on 7 shots. 100 offensive game rating, and Besser gets 100 offensive game rating too, 5 points. And O'Brien gets 4 points, including 3 assists. So he's starting to fit in there, I think. And the division is actually, well, it's almost at the level of the Pacific. Looks like there's kind of an imbalance between West and East, though. Eastern teams are 1, 2, 3 in the league, the top 3. Oh, and Bedard kind of climbing up the points leaders, too. And unlike some people, I've managed to keep the team healthy. And night's working, so we'll keep him in against the Flyers, and 6-1 win. Well, only 1 power play chance. No goals. Pinelli with 2 goals. Don't know why he works, he just does. And
He'll be our Lonnie Bahanas.
And I tied to Colorado for first in the division, and got some separation between us and the next level because the Jets are 10 points behind us. Yeah, the Bahanas could never sustain it, though. Pinelli, which game did we have Pinelli in? Was it the Quebec game?
I want to say the Quebec game.
Yeah.
But
or we did an expansion.
It's a long time
Quebec
ago
game.
now.
Yeah. And he was good for quite a while in that one, though.
Yeah, it took a while for him to get going.
Bedard up to 60 points. Brian to 44. Are we getting any position development? Oh, there we go. Yeah. Okay, he's up to 15 on left wing, so he's picking it up. And he's officially a center/left wing now, so he'll get there. That may be part of the reason we're suddenly doing a lot better. But divisional game against Colorado for first, and we win in overtime. And Gavin Hayes, getting demoted to the 4th line, still winds up as the first star. Ekblad with the overtime winner from Hayes. Oh, they must have gotten a win in before we played that, because they're still 1 point up on us. Or 2 wins, actually.
Well,
Or no, one win and one tie. But I think we've kind of righted the ship here. And running a little low on time, so I think we'll get one more in. We're at the start of February, so you've got about a month to go to the deadline and find us a good winger. And Knight gets goalie of the month with that couple of shutouts and impressive win streak.
Yeah, started getting hot. What happens? Oh.
McCarr traded to New Jersey. I guess that was that Hughes deal. Resigns with the Devils. Development report. Bedard's still going up. Good. Young guys. Steady progress. And Pionk down, but nobody else. Not bad. Monthly budget does not need to change. Scout everything, good. Owner confidence update, what does he think? Still thinks he's a contender, but still happy with the success we've had. So good. We've actually been good with team harmony for quite a while. No problems at all this season, haven't we? I don't think we've got any.
No, not since we got rid of our captain.
Yeah, so apparently that was all Foligno's fault. Okay, one last start for Knight here. I don't know. No, not perfect, but it's a 5-3 win. Even with Columbus on shots. Shutout on the power play yet again. Bertuzzi with 3 points, though. We'll just advance this up to the Philadelphia. Whoops. Jackson Lacombe out. Oh, hip flexor strain 1 to 2 weeks. So Kaiser is going to go in for him. Finally, Kaiser's barely played this year after having a pretty good season last year. But just got caught after we brought in those Ekblad and Pionk as free agents. And Pionk has done pretty nicely, and so is Ekblad. Well, not as well as he was doing in Florida, but still decent numbers. No, do not delay treatment. Okay, do you want to wind it up there, Adam?
Sure. With that, thank you very much for tuning into another Franchise Hockey Manager stream. We typically stream every Wednesday night at 11 p.m. Eastern on twitch.tv/Franchise Hockey Manager, as well as occasionally on twitch.tv/OOTP Developments. You also find all of our streams archived on our YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/OOTP Developments as well. The stream archives going live Saturdays at about 1 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Of course, you can reach out to us on our Facebook page, which is facebook.com/Franchise Hockey Manager. We're on Threads and on Bluesky is at Franchise Hockey or Franchise Hockey Manager. Any social media, you can find us somewhere, Instagram, whatever else. You can also follow us on our official website, which is ootpdevelopments.com. Click on the community button in the top right-hand corner, which will bring you to our forums where you can come talk about Franchise Hockey Manager, Out Park Baseball, Perfect Team Go, or anything else you wish to discuss. Jeff, did I miss anything?
Yeah, the Flyers just waived Jeff Skinner, who seems to have gone downhill badly. I mean, that would definitely qualify as a potential playmaker if he wasn't terrible now. He's 2.5 stars and 7 points in 39 games. So I don't think we want him. But yeah, other than that, I don't think anything to report. Obviously still working on FHM 12. We'll let you know when we got some news for that. But yeah, other than that, we will be back this time next week. Adam will take over and we'll get to the trading deadline and find us a, well, maybe we don't need a winger now that O'Brien's working out so well. Still could probably use another blue chip type forward, and we've got a lot of depth at forward. We can maybe package some guys together and do something there.
Thanks for coming out, Telak.
So yeah, we'll see what we can do, and we will see you back here a week from now.